Greetings, my friends. Something really cool, intense, and paranormal just happened to me. It sure happens to me often because I do have a lot of paranormal activity in my house and around, because I have a dragon guardian, as you can tell and know, because I've been talking about it in other videos. So what happened today is I was watching Harry Potter with my boyfriend, and he fell asleep sooner than expected, so I went outside to just open the door for the dog to go out and do his little wee and pee and you know what I mean, and to spend time with my dragon guardian. So I went outside, and I was shocked. I was totally shocked to have discovered a garbage can, a big garbage container, not that big, but just garbage container, like not too big, just example as big as a medium dog. And I found it on my lawn. Like, there was no way an animal would have bring it except a coyote or dog, or so I've went to look for paw prints in the snow, because there's snow, so it's easier to see. There were indeed paw prints of coyote and animals, but not in the direction where the garbage went, and I could see the traces of the garbage rolling. So I thought maybe it's wind, because there were no paw prints in the direction, and it would have to be lifted over my fence and on the other side, which is kind of, if it was just the wind, the garbage would have been stuck in the fence somewhere and slide along it. But no, it was just in my backyard. No traces, like exactly in front of the cage. I always stand there to talk to my dragon, so it was clearly a sign from my dragon. So I knew it was her. So I started to talk with her and trying to understand why, because I thought she was angry earlier because I closed the stores upstairs because I was watching a movie. So I explained to her it was not that, and then I found the garbage, so I figured maybe she was angry and tossed the garbage to me to make me understand she was angry. But no, I don't think she was angry. She said she wanted me to meet somebody, and I think it was her father, because I heard hisses and I felt the same kind of energy I felt that day when I investigated what was doing all of these paranormal events, before knowing it was a dragon for sure. The same dragon that you see in the dragons that I caught on tape, which I've put private in my YouTube account for obvious reasons. So, like, I waited for a while, and then the stuff stopped to happen. Like, the wind calmed down, and I could feel the presence of the two, but I don't know what they were up to. And at some point, I told my dragon that I had time to go and look on the street sooner than expected, because I promised her I would go on the road and walk with her. Yeah, that was incredible. But just before that, I went to see in front of my front door, the house front door. There's like this place I used to protect the car with, like the shelter. It looks like a garage, but it's separated from the house, and it has this plastic blanket on it that just protects the car from the snow and the wind. But we lost this shelter for the car because the wind was too strong. during a snowstorm, and it just flew away. And we just have this little part, this little door in plastic blanket that's still there, and it does like flag sounds and flaps, and it's not moving like that usually. It looked like there was in the corner, it looked like there was a tail or something making a sign for me to come in the street. And there was this huge shape and not that much wind, and I didn't know how it held like that. It looked like a dragon butt and tail, the way it was just like, on the blanket and everything, but there was nothing there. So I've been in the street, and as I was walking forward in the street, these trees that move on their own. Well, all the trees were going crazy, but as I was walking, and it felt like they were all trying to reach me and touch me, and it was very, very powerful. It was no way this was the wind. This was just incredibly strong and rushes and random, and like these were the only trees moving, just like usually. So I knew it was her, and I was just amazed, and I'm still shocked, as you can feel in my voice. Dragons are fucking real. So I've walked toward like the road and everything, and I came back on the other side where my neighbors were, and she showed me a tree at the neighbor's house. I don't like the neighbors, but she insisted for me to go there. And they have this one tree in front of in front of their house that kind of looks a bit like a person sitting, like a giant sitting, or some weird shit. Anyway, they have this weird tree, and the tree was moving more than violently. I almost felt like it was moving, on its own, but I know it was my dragon, because I could feel this rush of, like a giant snake of wind near me all the time. And between the tree of the neighbor's house and my house, I could hear the sound of my dragon rushing and flying between the two houses, but there was nothing there, nothing to see with my human eyes. It was clearly there, the sound, and the tree went crazy. And the trees, when I say they're moving, they're not just like moving a little bit, they're almost bending from one side to another. And when I go near the trees, they just shake violently and stuff like that, crazy witchy stuff. And that's my dragon guardian, Amre. And I think she was more than happy that I joined her on the walk. But all of this time, from the start to now, it felt like a strange dark energy. When the night comes, when the light turns off, not always, but sometimes and often, she kind of turns dark. I don't know why. I think it's just like her way to be. She changes colors and size at night. Not necessarily color, but she becomes darker in general. It's kind of a weird feeling, like a haunting feeling, an intimidating feeling, but not a bad feeling. And when you get to trust the dragon, and you're gonna realize this is very scary for normal people. No one would just like go outside, and everyone would be terrified. And I'm baffled, but I trust my dragon. When I saw that garbage, I thought she was angry, but I think she was just trying to get my attention. For some reason, I don't know why she insisted on that tree near the neighbor's house, and I still have a lot of questions. But I told her I would investigate the neighbors soon, because that might be a sign that they're up to something weird. But okay, at one point I was walking on the road just before I go back home, and I was looking at the trees. I get like hypnotized by them and just look at them. I just look at them non-stop, and then there was this rush of wind, like warning me. You know that famous hiss I heard at the restaurant that warned me from the cups? It was some energy, very similar energy. Not exactly the same, but very, very similar. And there was a car coming, so I acted normal. But it was a good thing she warned me. If she didn't warn me, I would be like... It feels really weird how the dragons make their energy feel so fierce and intimidating. It almost feels like they're angry most of the time. But I don't think they are. It's just their energy is so powerful. It is impressive, it is overwhelming, it is incredible. It is scary, yeah, in a sense, but not in a bad way. And when you get to realize that magic is that kind of dragon magic, these dragons are real. I am mind blown. I don't even have words for this. At this point, I'm like, it was almost like I don't know, like a storm outside, but there was no wind anywhere else, just where I was going. And it feels like a fucking fairy tale, man. I'm baffled. I think great things are coming to me in my life, and I can't wait to see what's next. I'll keep you tuned. Stay tuned, okay? Bear with me. Have a good evening, night, or day, whatever, my friend. And don't forget to like and subscribe. You don't have to. This is just the kind of stuff I have to say for people to help this channel, but it's not necessary. But yeah, what an adventure. And strangely, when I came home, like, everything was calm, and when I said, oh, I have to go back home, she just like left after going right through me like a huge snake of wind, just rushing through me. It was so strong. I could feel the pressure of the wind, and like almost moving me back. She's so powerful. I can't even. This is incredible. It's almost overwhelming, but I'm not like, I'm a bit freaked out, but I'm sure this is just like normal for dragons because they're so powerful. I just need to get used to it, but I'm very glad. I lived that, and I had this experience. It's incredible. Okay, bye bye. Thank you for watching so much. Thank you so much.